Jana's in town visiting, and so we just decided to go do a little shopping on Rodeo Drive.
Cute. Yeah. Try on the sparkles. Branch out. I mean, I can try things. It may not be quite my style, but That's the cutest.
Right?
I like a little more simple. Is it like bulky? It feels bulky.
Yeah, it feels very bulky.
So I encouraged Jana just to try on some different skirts, you know.
Sometimes just trying different things, and yeah, it's fun.
How did we do?
Was so much fun.
Hey guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. Over the weekend, guess who got together with her siblings?
I don't know the answer to that.
None other than Jinger Bob Duggar. Yes, that's right. Jinger and her siblings all got together and went to a Dodgers game. Now, there's a whole lot to unpack here, and there's so many pictures to share with you and so many things that are going off in my brain because one, I hope they were wearing masks. There's a mask mandate right now in Los Angeles. And two, Jana was there wearing gray and black. Whoa, super crazy colors for the IBLP. And Jason and James were in attendance as well.
I'm at a loss for words. I just don't know what to do.
Jana's living her best life, and I don't give a F. I guess, what would that be called? World tour is still in effect. And Jana and her friend Laura went to Los Angeles. Now, one of the last times Jana traveled with Laura, I should note that Jim Bob was there.
I'm your father, Dr. Evil.
There was a rumor several years ago that Jim Bob Duggar was apparently so worried about Jana's friendship with Laura that he was putting safeguards around her so that, you know, he was paranoid that these two were in a relationship or had feelings for one another. A situation that both of them have denied. She traveled to Las Vegas a couple years ago and Jim Bob was there with her, protecting her from whatever in his mind. Now, at 31 years old, Jana is on the I Don't Give a F tour, but her brothers were there to chaperone, technically, I guess. Either way, the good news here is that Jinger and her siblings have reunited since Josh's arrest. And this is the first time we have seen Jinger with any of her siblings since Josh's arrest back in April. Has it really been that long? Yes, it has. So last week we saw Miss Jana for the very first time show off herself in jeans publicly wearing a gray sweater. And then she went out to Los Angeles and Laura, James, and Jason actually visited Jinger and went to see a Dodgers game. So Jinger was the one to share the very first photo. And in her photo, she said, "Let's go Dodgers." And the photo was of her. She's wearing a Dodgers hat, Jana wearing a black Dodgers hat, and Jason and James. Now, the interesting thing here is that in the IBLP, the color black is frowned upon because it's supposed to be like the antithesis of countenance. It's like the evil color. It's like a dark color. You're supposed to wear like light and bright colors in the IBLP. So Jana wearing a black hat, black pants, and a gray shirt. This is rebellion in the IBLP. They are taught from a very young age to not wear black. Some weird rule about black by Bill Gothard. 99.9% of Bill Gothard's rules are man-made, manufactured, irrelevant, completely ridiculous.
I find your belief system fascinating.
So you'll rarely see any of them wearing black. Now Jason's also wearing black, so go on, Jason. So we've got some of the kids wearing black. Yay, we've come a long way from the IBLP days. But Jana there with her siblings and no Jim Bob Duggar in sight. Now, in fairness, her brothers could be monitoring her, which is really sad because she's 31 years old. Now, another thing is that Jason shared photos on his Instagram which said, "Here for the food," honestly. And then again, another photo of him with his sisters and James, and then a photo of Dodgers Stadium. And then it looks like Jason might have been the one to take the picture of Jana with Laura and another female friend who I was not familiar with. Might have been one of Ginger's friends. And then over on Laura's page, she wrote Dodger Dogs for the win. And she shared photos of, again, at the stadium. And then it looks like the photo that Jason was sharing of him taking a selfie was the one of him perhaps taking a photo of the girls. And they were all photographed at the game. The stadium looks to be pretty barren. I don't know how many people are actually going to games right now. There is a mask rule right now as well at Dodgers Stadium. So unless you're eating or drinking, you're not supposed to be not unmasked at any time during the game. Because of the increase in the Delta variant, there was a mandate that was put in place by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health. And at Dodgers Stadium, this is what it says: in accordance with the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health order effective August 19th, 2021, all individuals ages 2 and older, regardless of vaccination status, are now required to wear a mask or an appropriate face covering at all times at Dodgers Stadium, except when actively eating or drinking in their ticketed seat or when seated at a table. As defined by the LACDPH order, actively eating or drinking is limited time during which the mask can be removed and briefly to eat or drink, after which it must be immediately put back on. So I'm guessing they must have taken their masks off for the photos and then they put them back on. LA has some of the most stringent mask and guidelines for the status of to keep COVID at bay, and it's unclear whether or not what the vaccination status is of the Duggars at this point. My guess is that they would be resistant, reluctant, and not vaccinated, but again, I have no idea. Not filming anymore for TLC could also play a factor where they don't actually have to be vaccinated. They could have maybe gotten vaccinated beforehand, I don't know, but here's what we know.
It's funny because it's true.
Jinger, who has not been seen with any of her siblings since her brother was arrested, got to get together with her older sister Jana and her younger brothers Jason and James. Jason and James are very close to Jana. Jana likes to do projects with her brothers, and she actually frequently accompanies James as a chaperone for him. So if you remember, when James was going to have birthday party time with Sam Dillard, yes, for his birthday, remember he brought him the fire truck, Jana came to chaperone. So in this situation, Jana, it appears, was not allowed to travel by herself, and perhaps she went with her brothers, or maybe they all just decided to go together. I don't know. But Miss Laura is always in tow, always around. So it's good to see all of the kids together, or at least 4 of them. The other question remains is what is going on with Steven and Jana? And that is, I don't know. I really cannot say. There's a lot of rumors right now that Jeremiah and Hannah might be engaged. I have no idea. I know for a fact that Jeremiah and Hannah are an item. What I never have known for a fact is that Jana and Steven are an item. I told you a couple weeks ago that Bob Duggar was telling people that Jana and Steven were not courting, but then when that same person spoke to a family friend, that family friend said they were courting. Jeremiah and Hannah's relationship was confirmed to me months and months and months ago by someone that knows them personally. So that relationship is factual. The Jana and Steven has always just been sort of this enigma around them, because were they always spotted together because Jana was being a chaperone for Jeremiah, even though technically Jeremiah doesn't need a chaperone because he's a boy and they have those weird rules about it in their family. The Duggar boys don't have the same restrictions as the girls. So what's going on with Jana and Steven is still up in the air. I don't know.
Quit playing games with my heart.
What is clear is that Jana has a very close relationship with her best friend Laura, and the two of them like to travel together. They like to spend time together. They like to do projects together. And for some reason, Bob doesn't trust her with Laura by herself, which is redonkulous. I mean, why do you need a frickin' chaperone at 31 years old to travel with your best friend?
And I was like, why are you so obsessed with me?
Friend. Come on, Jim. But Bob was not there, which is a huge step Jim Bob, who is way too paranoid or way too obsessed with Josh right now, is putting lots of resources into his life with Josh, which has again sort of made me believe that Jana is taking steps towards independence because of that.
I'm the boss. How about that?
So if her dad is super obsessed and spending all of his time and energy when it comes to Josh, she may be more and more reluctant to actually follow his rules. And now Jana is literally living her best life, and I am 1,000,000,000% here for it. Now, in the Duggar world, women are not allowed to travel by themselves, and that's just really sad. But Jana, you're 31. Continue living that best life. Continue doing what you want to do. Maybe you could get a job. That was the one question a lot of you guys had, is if Jana is traveling, who is bankrolling these travels? Jana does not actively upload on her YouTube channel. She rarely does any sort of monetization on her Instagram. She is unknown to even have a job. So where does she get the money to travel? Does she have a business that we don't know about? Is she doing jobs that we have no idea about? Is she working with her brothers in their house flipping business? Are her brothers paying for her, or is Jim Bob paying for them to travel? Jana has a poor education. She's never been taught to have a job. I do hope at some point she has a job, or if she has one, we find out about the job, and we'll still wait to find out about what is going on with her and Steven. There was a fake Amazon registry again on Amazon. So right now, no confirmation about a wedding. Hell, there's not even a confirmation that they're courting. All right, you guys, tell me what your thoughts are about all of this in the comments below. Bye, guys.